Sarah Sanders slammed by the mainstream media after announcing her upcoming departure from the White House.
Suffers from diabetes, and her tenure has been fraught with sex, lies, and videotape.
I don't want to sound, rude or kind of flip, but, good riddance.
She doesn't do her job now. We'll probably hear more from her out of the White House than we did in it.
I have to say I will not miss her after she departs the White House.
Well, we were the first hour to ban her her tape, and so I literally and figuratively will not miss her.
But you rarely ever hear the media going after women on the left, right? And our next guest is blasting this as progressive privilege. Here to explain is Independent Women's Voice CEO, Heather Higgins. Heather, thank you so much for being with us.
My pleasure.
You bring up so many great points because you have broken it down into three different progressive privileges. What are those three?
So I did a video for Prager University, which outlines the techniques used by the left. For the left, they glamorize, they elevate, they minimize and do damage control if there's a problem. For women who are on the right, they use these techniques like omission, labeling, mocking, all in an attempt to dehumanize and to treat with contempt so they don't have to actually deal with the argument.
All right, speaking of omission, your first one, the 2018 Glamour magazine Woman of the Year, there were 11 women that were highlighted. Not one of them was a Republican. They were all Democrats.
Yes.
Why is this? Why do they do that? Why don't they support women?
Because...
Or all women?
Well, they don't actually support all women. They support women who agree with their agenda.
Correct.
And so they claim to support all women, but that's not really what's going on. You have to agree with the ideology and buy in to be on one side or the other of the treatment, which is sad. And occasionally you'll get what they say is balance. Read an article and you'll see that all of the people who are being extolled are women on the left, and then maybe there's one who's a conservative or on the right or a Republican. That's tokenism. That's not balance.
And then mocking, we just showed you an example of that with Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I mean, she had a really hard job. She's a mother. Her kids read these headlines. She was serving our country in the White House. Yeah, you might not agree with her politics, but what a phenomenal job and a tough job. We should support her.
But remember, for the left, all politics is personal, right? And the personal is political. And so it's about delegitimizing voices that they don't approve of. So Sarah Huckabee Sanders had the temerity to not only be a conservative, but to work for Trump. They hate Trump, therefore anybody who's working for him is going to get slammed. And you see this across the administration.
You also talk about labeling, and we have some examples of that. These are some headlines about conservative women. The Guardian said half of white women continue to vote Republican. What's wrong with them? Vanity Fair, they say we're white supremacists inside the strange world of conservative women. Washington Times, pro-Kavanaugh women fed up with gender traitors label. Perfect examples.
It is so true, and it's interesting. So many hundreds of thousands of people have already watched this video that only just came out this week, and the comment that's the most frequent is thank you. But the second most is truth. I think that this has touched a chord for a lot of women who've looked at this video and said, this is the reality I live. I feel chilled. The downside to progressive privilege, of which this is just one manifestation, is that it increases division in the country. It minimizes civility. It basically tells you that it's okay to treat people who disagree with you with disdain and contempt and sort of write them out of the picture.
Right.
And that's all driven by a very different worldview of who we are as people and what to expect.
Look at Melania. You don't see her on the cover of all these magazines like we did Michelle Obama. But Heather, thank you so much for weighing in and being with us. Where can we watch the video if folks at home want to see it?
The best place, obviously, is to go to Prager University. It's I'm trying to remember the exact name of it, but it's something like, who does the media hold in contempt?
Okay, we'll put a link on our website. How's that?
That would be awesome.
Okay,
Thank you
great.
so much.
Thank you.